What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Off the Grid Iron, your Apollo HOU Houston Texans podcast. Brother, man, Garrett, with me as always is Garrett Harrelson. What's up, dude?
What's up, brother man? What is
Brother,
going on?
man.
Hey, we're back, aren't we? We're back,
So
right?
back. We're
We are.
so close.
God, we're fucking close.
Dude, isn't it
God,
crazy how
we're
close
so
we are?
close. We are so close.
Yeah.
I mean, we got the reason why we're back in doing this in front of y'all is because we got game action. But it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter until the real thing starts.
Yeah.
Just bits and pieces, teasing.
Yeah.
Lots of
Yeah.
sexual teasing on KPRC. Yeah, no, that's what they do. They do a lot of teasing,
Really?
and I'm just ready for
I
the
didn't
real.
watch that broadcast.
Yeah, oh, you good, good. No, but I'm just ready for the real thing to start.
What pissed me off about that first preseason game wasn't the fact that it was a preseason game. It was the fact that it was the Minnesota Vikings broadcast that they were. Did you get this?
No,
Or
I
you?
got
I guess you got the Cape. So I guess
you're
anyone
up
who's
north.
not in
Yeah.
Houston, I got the stupid Vikings podcast, and like through the whole third quarter, they had a Justin Jefferson camp, and they were talking to him on the sideline,
Yeah,
and like the screen of the game was like this big, and the Justin Jefferson was like this. And I was like, I don't give a fuck.
I
I
don't give a
don't
hot
care.
damn
And they
about
were
him.
like, "Hey, Justin, we got the quick card trivia moment of the fucking thing, and we're gonna ask you how many of your seasons were you were in the top 10 seasons of any Vikings receiver of all." I was like, I shut your
I
mouth.
bet he didn't have a good answer either. He was just like,
No, he
I don't
actually
know. I just go out there every day, and
he did. He did. He was pretty funny. He was like 4. I know.
wow,
And it was 4. He was right. It was good. He's a good guy. I
he's
just
just cool
didn't
as
give a
hell.
good goddamn about anything
No.
they were saying. I was like, I'm trying to watch Graham Mertz ruin my life. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
let's
I'm trying to get confused about why we drafted Graham Mertz. I'm busy
in the
doing
6th
that.
round. You know who else we drafted in the 6th round? Jared Patterson. And he's fighting for a spot in our offensive line right now. But we decided to use a 6th round pick on a quarterback. We'll get into all this. But
Yeah,
let's
yeah. There's a lot to get. There's a lot to be caught up
we
on.
haven't
A lot
done a
to be caught
show.
up
We haven't done an episode in a long time. So one, let's get into this. First off, training camp is here. It's upon us. And it's been going on here for, since July 23rd. So like a good bit. Like 3 or so weeks.
Yeah,
And there's been, obviously we're not there. I'm up in New York. You're not out there. And so,
I'm busy.
we're really, we have we have to use the other folks. We got to use everyone else's input. There's been a lot of great coverage from DJ Bieniemy has been great. Aaron Wilson's been doing interesting things. Cody Stutes and Landry Locker are both out there doing great stuff. All the dudes are out there, so we're really getting all of our information from them. So Garrett, just overall, what are the impressions you've been getting from training camp so far?
Defense is hellacious. The way they've been talking about how the defense is performing during camp. They're acting as if it's like this is the 85 Bears or the Legion of Boom of 2013.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of buzz around this defense right now.
Yeah.
And that it really has given the offense a lot of issues. So it could be one or two things or both or none, whatever, nothing matters. And we just don't our existence doesn't matter. But what I think is just our defense is just so good. I think we're definitely in line to have like at least a top 3 defense, and they've been showing out early at camp. The way the reporters that you just mentioned have been talking about it, gushing about it. It's very exciting. It's very exciting. It sounds like we're getting a preview of what's to come.
Yeah, no, it's extremely exciting, and the title of this episode is "Iron Sharpens Iron." Hopefully, and because
hopefully it doesn't fucking kill the other iron. Hopefully, hopefully iron doesn't just demolish the other iron.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully we have a second iron for week 1.
Yeah.
But the thing is, so iron sharpens iron. Obviously, we've known all off season that this Texans defense was going to be, especially because obviously last year it was good. Derek Stingley was just incredible. Will Anderson, Daniil Hunter were incredible. it was a really productive group, especially with D'Amico Ryans being such a defensive-minded coach. We knew going into this season or after last season that it was still going to be a great defense. And then we bring in guys like C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And we just keep elevating the talent on this defense. That was not in question at all.
Nope.
At all.
Nope. No.
But so go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Sorry, dude. But the
go
thing
ahead.
is, so this is not surprising, but the more the focus for me this offseason was the offense, right? And you can the team had the same idea. You look at the draft. I mean, it was mainly offensive guys, especially early. We get Jaden Higgins, we get Jalen Noel, we get the 2 Iowa State guys, we got Ariante Ursary in the second round. We ended up getting Luke Lachey late in the 7th. Like there was really a focus there. We bring in even guys like Braxton Berrios. We're bringing in guys that can really bring this offense together and give it some new life. The offensive line went through a total change. We moved Laramie Tunsil. We bring in a whole bunch of new guys, and it was just we got a makeover, and so I'm really, really not surprised to hear that the offense has been struggling against this defense in training camp just because of what we know this defense is. And the question is, and I'll ask you this: do you have faith from everything you've heard? Do you have faith in this offense to really get their ass beat by this defense day in and day out and go and face these other teams that with lesser defenses, because this might be the best defense in the league from everything you've seen or heard? Do you think this will end up benefiting the offense? Theoretically, it should.
Yes, it will. Because the thing we all need to remember is that we have a new offensive system in place. This offense and CJ Stroud, who is 23 years old, we all forget that. We all forget how young he is still. They're learning a new offense while this defense has just been running since basically last year. The defense is essentially everyone plus CJ Gardner-Johnson, which we'll get into his injury a little bit. Seems like he's going to be okay for the most part. But the defense has stayed the same. The offense has had new depth, new O-line rebuilt essentially. Yeah. They're learning so much. This is something we forget because a lot of people are starting to ask, wow, is CJ not performing? Is he behind us progression right now? No, he's just learning a new offense and is going into year 3. See, and the way the guys talk about CJ as well, because they Nico's been talking about him. He's like, yeah, this guy, he's still a dog. He's still a big dog out here, leading meetings, making big throws that people seem to miss or something. They always talk about Kamari Lassard had 2 interceptions today. Yeah, Kamari Lassard's fucking good. Okay, yeah. And CJ's learning a new offense, and he's iron sharpens iron. But I have faith in the offense. I think actually this defense giving them as much hell as it does day in and day out is going to help it because we are probably the best defense in the NFL. And if that's what CJ is facing for a month and a half and then throughout the season while he just plays against other defenses, yeah, I think they'll be okay. They'll be fine.
Yeah, I do too. And it's a very much a prove it offense. Like, we know what CJ can do. I haven't for one second, because you're right. You hear the reports. He threw 3 interceptions today, and it's this and it's that, and Davis Mills looks great, and CJ struck, whatever the fuck that is going on. But I'm not worried about CJ for a second, because you mentioned the new system, and he's talked about it. He's talked about, look, whenever you get a new offensive coordinator, especially this early in your career, there's an adjustment. He's still learning. We're 2 or 3 weeks into training camp. This is what it's for. He's learning the terminology. It's almost a new language. He mentioned it's kind of like learning a new language. He said it's not quite as bad as his rookie year. He compared learning he compared learning the offense his rookie year to learning Chinese. He was like, it was difficult, but he said he's not.
Can you do that? Can he say that?
I think.
Yeah, can he say that?
I think so. He can say whatever he wants.
I guess after rush hour, they're like, we're good. We got it.
Yeah,
and he can say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He didn't say it was like, it's a stupid language and no one should speak. He was just like, it's hard. He was like, it is a hard language to pick up. He wasn't
making sure.
bad mouthing. Yeah. He wasn't bad mouthing the culture or But if he did, I would still be like, go ball out week 1. I don't give a damn. You can say whatever you want.
I'd be like, wait,
But,
well, I didn't. What?
Yeah, I'd be like, you say no evil. But I'm not worried. I'm not worried about CJ for a second. Now, the rest of the offense, though, is a big. Pretty much every position is like, prove to me that you can do this. You obviously it goes for the offensive line, right? Ariante Ursary needs to prove to me that he can be a tackle in the NFL, right? Like a good tackle in the NFL. What is the left guard? I always want to call the left guard Lakeith Stanfield. What is his name? The new guy, the guy who was like
Laken Tomlinson.
Laken Tomlinson. I call him Lakeith Stanfield every time. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's not him. That's
no, it's an actor, good actor.
But
Laken Tomlinson, right? Prove to me. We know that he can stay healthy. He hasn't missed a game in like 10 years or something insane. But you have to prove to me that you can do what we brought you in to do. Same with the center position. It's still up to it's either going to be Jared Patterson or Jake Andrews from the Patriot days that Nick Caley knew back in the day. And that goes Titus. I need to know if Titus can do it. That's a prove it group. The wide receivers, Jalen Knoll, Jaden Higgins, prove to me that you can do this. Nico, I know what you can do. You don't have to prove anything to me, obviously. But pretty much everyone else in the wide receiver room, you got to prove to me that you can do this. Mechie, Hutch, everyone. And in the running back room, Joe Mixon needs to prove to me that when he gets back that he's healthy and can still be Joe Mixon. Nick Chubb, he's not proving to anybody right now that he's good. He looks awful apparently.
We live in a world where it's possible that Nick Chubb doesn't even make this team.
No, I don't think he
signed a 1-year minimum basically. The other day he was I think it might have been yesterday, he was wearing a red non-contact jersey. Saying, he's just not even really practicing. And when he has practice, there have been, the reporters and the Twitter guys we just mentioned before, they said like he's not looking like Nick Chubb. He looks like he's had multiple catastrophic knee injuries and surgeries.
Yeah.
And we did bring him in for depth and all that, but then we have guys like Dari and Woody. So yeah, I mean, like you said, like there's a lot of prove it. There's a lot of prove it within these positional groups, especially the offensive line, which we can kind of get into and kind of swing into the preseason game because we saw the offensive line in the preseason game. What did you think?
I thought it looked good overall. I mean, I think overall it looked good.
I think that first drive was really important, obviously.
Yeah. They weren't getting their asses pushed off the line. They were getting some movement. Ariante Ursary was looking pretty solid. He did his thing. Blake Fisher is been the weakest link all camp, and he didn't look great either. But overall, I liked what I saw from the offensive line. Obviously, it's preseason game 1. It's not. It's hard to judge them off of that, but from everything I saw, I enjoyed. I thought they looked good.
The little game action that we got from everyone, but also the offensive, especially the offensive line, going into this, what you were saying about guys proving it, that's going to be the biggest factor for the rest of the month before the season starts, before June or September, whatever it is, when whatever week 1 is. They need a lot. There's a lot to figure out. There's so much to figure out. Like even today, they just signed. I don't even know his name. They just signed a swing tackle that was a former Patriot when Nick Caley was there, and he was starting with the ones allegedly for a little bit instead of Blake Fisher. So it's like,
well, that's not surprising. Blake Fisher has been awful. I mean, he's another offensive lineman that Nick has decided to draft high that just can't seem to get it done. And everything we were hearing out of camp tells us that Ariante Ursary looks solid and he looks the part, and so hopefully Nick changes his that thought process a little bit. But so far, the guy can't draft offensive linemen. If Blake Fisher's a 2nd-round pick, and he's not going to play. He might not be on this team, like straight up.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, I mean, didn't look great. Obviously, he's going to have a lot of time to prove it. prove that he belongs on this team and maybe even a starter. It's wide open across the board for a lot of guys, maybe except for Titus, starter. Looks like
I honestly,
Ursary.
I
Looks like
think
Ursary's
the
gonna be a
offensive,
starter.
yeah, I think the offensive line so far is already kind of figured out. I think they got it figured. I think it's going to be, well, we'll see what Cam Robinson is up to. He's hurt right now, but they paid him a
Yeah,
lot
I
of money.
mean,
So if he can go, I don't know though. But Ursary, if he earns the job, he earns the job, right? So
it's kind of not baffling and not even really a bad thing. It's just really it's quizzical the feeling that like we still don't know about the O line, and it's August 12th. It's seven
yeah,
seventeen p.m. It's just 8:17 your time. It's we just don't know yet. We just don't
yeah,
know yet. Even after a little bit of game time action, it's like, well, we still don't know. That's kind of scaring me
yeah,
a little bit. Uh, I shouldn't, I should be going into this season like, no, it'll be fine. It'll be better. What I keep hearing is it's like night and day from last year. Like they're actually like a bunch of tough nosed guys who are, there's a lot of physical coaching and all that. That's what I
yeah.
hear. So that's awesome. That's great. But the fact that we don't even know who's starting yet at where, and if Cam Robinson's hurt and if he's healthy, like, is he going to be starting? Like, there's a lot of questions still. And man,
Yeah.
we'll see. I mean, I'm not saying I'm scared yet, but I am starting to, I'm throwing up a yellow flag saying like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah.
I need to
Yeah.
find out about this pretty soon, just for
Yeah. No, I
myself, just for
agree. And
my own sanity.
I agree. It's weird to me that they brought in a tackle. Maybe that's just to put a little bit of a fire under Blake Fisher's ass a little bit. I don't know. But we'll see. I really, if it's, I mean, you could probably look at the ones that they're putting out now and see pretty much the line that you're going to get. But we'll see. I think over the next week or so, I think especially after the Carolina game, we'll get a really good grasp on like what the line's going to be.
It's going to be
But
interesting to see these joint practices against Carolina.
yeah, yeah, I'm very excited to
Yeah.
see how that goes, just because it is one. It's we keep talking about this, how good this defense is. We're going to really get a good look at this Texans offense against a defense that obviously isn't maybe the best defense in the league. We'll see how they can hold up, see how Nick Caley calls this. And obviously, Nick Caley's not going to pull out all his tricks until week one
No.
of the regular season, but it's going to be nice to see this offense against a defense that isn't the Texans, and it's not a preseason game. So, even though I think against the Panthers, we'll probably see the starters out there. I think we see CJ play a drive. But again, let's move to the tight ends too, because speaking of proving it, it's another position group that needs to be. We need Dalton Schultz to prove to us that can somehow be the guy, right? And we need to see
Yeah.
what Cade Stover can do. I think Cade Stover's had a good camp from everything we've heard.
From everything we've heard, and we all knew Cade Stover could be a good. He's a good player at Ohio State. We knew that he just needed to be unlocked. So look, maybe Nick Caley can get through it. Also, I knew you were probably going with this. It sucks that Brevin Jordan is out for the season once again, because we saw the door open for him in 2023. Because we always kind of knew like this guy's athletic as hell. He's a great pass catcher. Maybe also solid blocker at times. Like you just give him a good role, and he can excel in it. Started to do things in 2023. Obviously, last year he didn't. He was out for the season, and then we re-signed him again. He's out again for this season, so that sucks. That's super tragic. And
Yeah, you just hear about the scene there at practice. I mean,
that was hard to read. It was a hard read for sure.
It's so because you're right. Because in me, it's like I've been such a Brevin Jordan guy. Like I've been really like, dude, this guy can do it. Like he's got the tools. He just needs to get in. We just needs to get into a rhythm a little bit. And we saw, obviously, you immediately think about his play against the Browns in the wild card round in 2023. His whatever it was, an 80-yard touchdown. But it's just like he has the tools, and then obviously last year it was a bummer. It was like that sucks, whatever. But he'll recover, he'll move on, and he's been having a good camp. He's been playing well on offense, and he's been really cementing a role for himself on special teams. he's making himself valuable all camp. And to see
Yeah.
him go down and hear the stories about how he was screaming no as loud as he like at the top of his lungs and just like it's just like and CJ, it was like a Tank Dell scene is what a lot of
Yeah.
people described it as, and it's just such a bummer. And I think I don't know what's going to happen. I think the Texans will keep him around. Maybe
I
he
don't
gets one
know.
more shot.
Yeah, all I know is I hope for the best recovery possible, hope for a speedy recovery, and hope that he gets another chance because we know what kind of player he is, and if it's not on the Texans, maybe it's on like another team.
Yeah.
Maybe another team will give him that
Mhm.
another chance because we know what he can do. So definitely a dagger to hear about and reading about that tweet, and the whole situation sucks. But yeah, the tight end position, the tight end group, more prove it situations for guys like Luke Lachey was running with the ones today. That's interesting to hear. Lots
Yeah.
of different things. Lots of different things with next man up, and also establishing because Nick Caley is coming in and establishing a new culture with the offense. And so, like we saw Braxton Berrios in the preseason game. Braxton Berrios looks like he's fitting pretty well
He
with
does.
the squad in the scheme so far. He had a few receptions. He had that touchdown, uh, and to kind of go along with Nick Caley's effect in Houston. This is from Texans Jacob on Twitter. I sent this to you. I think maybe I don't know, but I'm gonna quickly get through it. The Texans were under center for 45% of their offensive snaps, which would have been number one under center last year percentage wise. The Texans had 52% of their throws considered quick, which is under 2.5 seconds. Stroud's average last year was almost 3 seconds. So we're getting the ball out fast,
Real
and
quick.
that's what we saw to Braxton Berrios. That touchdown it was kind of like a bootleg, play action bootleg, and he was wide open. They were blitzed 17 times, allowing a 41% pressure rate on the blitzes. In parentheses, average among NFL starters last year was right around 40 to 41%. So we averaged the average amount, or excuse me, we
Right.
allowed the average amount of pressures that the NFL, last year. The Texans allowed a 33.3% QBP on 36 total dropbacks. Houston ran 64.7% of their running plays inside the tackles, allowing just 2 run stuffs on their 11 runs between the tackles. Houston under Bobby Slowick ran 59% of their running plays outside the tackles in 2024. And he finishes the tweet saying, "It's still early, but Nick Caley has a vision for the offense." Yeah. So it looks like it's a total overhaul of schematics and everything. This is all about quick, get the ball out.
I
Smash them out.
adored.
Oh. Did you,
Yeah.
say,
You got me?
did you freeze up a little bit? You froze up on my end a little
Yeah, I
bit.
did. Sorry.
Okay, you're good.
You were frozen on me. I was gonna say I loved how we were running the ball in that one drive.
Me too.
With Dare, like Dare looked good, and I know he's Dare. I know we don't expect a whole lot from Dare, but I adored what we saw from him, and I know it's preseason. The first drive, Davis Mills is handing him the rock, but I loved how we were running the ball. That gives the offensive line did a great job too. So I love that, and I know Nick Caley has a vision. Of course he does. I knew that from the second he came in that he was going to do something different, and obviously getting the ball out quick could take a lot of pressure off this offensive line, which we don't want to put a lot of pressure on them. I love that. That all sounds fantastic to me, and I'm so excited to see what Nick does.
Yeah, I mean it's a total night and day. CJ was holding on the ball for way too long last year, and it just created a lot of issues because our offensive line couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So seems like in the little game action that we got, Nick Caley's kind of he's definitely implemented his own scheme and vision. And it on that first drive, I know it was 2s against 2s, so it doesn't really matter until we see more. But it looked good. It looked effective.
Yeah, it did. Let me ask you this, because obviously, look, we're in a world right now where we don't know Joe Mixon's health. We don't. We don't know what Joe Mixon's got going on. Um, Hopefully, he's ready by week one. If he is, maybe I don't know. We really have no idea. Uh, Damian Pierce is still on the team. Do we think that Nick Haley can, pull something out of Damian Pierce? Maybe rookie year Damian Pierce.
I don't know. Because I don't know how Damian was in his really good rookie season. I don't know how he was I don't know how he was when he was running between the tackles, which definitely seems like that's what we're trying to do most of the time. Is smash mouth football, run between the
Yeah,
tackles,
yeah,
create a little wiggle room, and let we can get instead of running outside, we just go up the middle and just we get 5-6 yards a pop or whatever. Maybe
yeah,
because Nick Caley's a smart guy. We've definitely, I mean, I've seen him in all the interviews. Fucking guy's smart, dude. I wouldn't want to.
Mhm.
I bet you his fucking New York Times. I bet he does Wordle in like 3, 2, you know. So
Yeah,
I bet he
probably.
has some kind of role for Damien, and he's been running with the ones since he's been back from today. Actually, I think he got back today, and he was running with the ones. But I think until Joe comes back, it's a more of a platoon situation, and situational thing where it depends on whatever the play call is. We might have Dari in there, we might have Damien in
Yeah,
there, might have Woody Marks in there. I've heard that Woody Marks has actually he was running with the ones yesterday and today for a little bit. So it's
yeah,
more of a platoon type situation while Joe is gone because obviously Joe was great for us last year. He's a Pro Bowl running back until he gets back, which I kind of think he's going to be out the first 4 weeks at least. That's just my gut feeling. I think he's going
yeah,
to start off on the IR and miss at least 4. And when you do that, I think you miss at least the first 4 weeks. Uh, so it's going to be a platoon type situation. And Damien on special teams as a return specialist, he's fantastic. I don't know why we don't have him
yeah,
return kicks more. He's always good at returning kicks, in my opinion. So,
yeah,
well, I mean, I don't know what Nick Caley sees yet. And maybe this next preseason game we'll see Damian healthy because he was injured last preseason game. Maybe this one he'll be healthy, and we'll see what kind of role he's going to be given and what he's expected to do. But yeah, I think Nick Caley can get him going. I mean, Nick's smart enough.
yeah. I mean, here's the deal. Back to your Mixon comment about him. You know, you think he's going to miss the first 4 weeks? That's rough, dude. I mean,
Probably more.
this running back room without Joe Mixon is really not
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
It's really not. We're going to be really really in a bad spot if Mixon isn't ready week one. So God willing, hopefully he can be back. But that would be a really huge hit to this offense, having to rely on Dare and Damien really because Nick Chubb's not going to make the team. Damian Pierce is we just got back from injury and it has 20,000 times more pop than Nick Chubb does when it comes to running and especially running through people and getting a burst. That's Damian's thing. So maybe I guess the best possible outcome is that Damian Pierce turns back the clock a little bit. But yeah, I don't love that. I think that's a really, really, really bad news if Mixon isn't available week one.
It's not good at all. Obviously,
No.
we'll see. I don't. I'm just that's my gut feeling because it's
Yeah.
foot stuff, and he hasn't been practicing at all. Usually
Mm-hmm.
around this point, if you have been practicing and you're still like rehabbing and all that, you might start on the IR, which is the first 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Usually, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll suck, but at least for the first 4 weeks, potentially, I wouldn't say it's the hardest schedule in the world. It's not the easiest schedule in the world. We can rely on other things other than our Pro Bowl running back. So we'll see.
Yeah.
And we'll
I don't
see.
know, man.
But
We got two hard games out the start, like right out,
which
the, out
which
front.
One of them might
That's
be
true, and I know what you're about to say.
one
Yeah,
of them might be a throw. A fucking Jimmy G might be playing, or rusty injured Stafford who hasn't practiced all. Which usually when a team is being this weird, because I don't know if you've been kind of reading about it, the Rams are being weird about this.
yeah, I know.
Being super weird about the details and the severity of his injury. Kind of just saying, no, he's hanging out, he's fine. He's just got a back thing going on. Which you don't
Yeah,
just say that. Usually you can kind of say like, he doesn't need these reps. He's a
yeah. He's a pro. You know,
15-year
he's been
vet.
been doing
He
it.
doesn't
Yeah,
need these
yeah.
reps. No, they're saying no, he's got a back injury, but we give him epidural. He's fine. It's like,
I got an
yeah,
epidural. You know what they give to women when they're giving birth?
yeah,
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 like yeah,
yeah. Like, and it's like, whoa. I mean, wait. So he's good or not good? Like,
yeah.
it's super unclear on that end.
Yeah,
So
they asked Sean McVay. They were like, if Stafford had to play a game tomorrow, is he playing? And Sean was like, I can't say. I don't know.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's
It's
not good.
no. That's the answer's
Yeah,
no.
yeah, right, right.
The
Because if it
answer's
was
no.
yes, then he'd go, fuck yeah, he'd be out there for
Yeah,
sure.
no,
No doubt.
yeah. The answer is like no. He actually can't even walk really. So
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
He got carried out here. We put him on a Hannibal Lecter tractor, and we
yeah,
whatever it is. Yeah.
yeah. So but
You're
going back
right.
to
You
but
it
going
might
back
be
to the
Jimmy G week one.
but also going back to the original thing, Joe Mixon. I mean, we'll see. We don't know anything. We're involved in our own little fucking weird injury thing where we don't know any the timetable at all, and we're Astros fans, so we know all about the weird fucking injury
Yeah,
timetable shit. So
yeah,
yeah, like that's can't know anything about that. My gut feeling tells me first 4 weeks at least.
yeah. Yeah, and I mean, and we'll wrap up the offense here. We'll touch on the defense a little bit before we get out of here, but we don't have to talk about them too much. They know what they're doing. But it's really just the offense is in a big prove it mode. Nick Haley needs to prove it too. The offensive line needs to prove it. The tight ends need to prove it. The new wide receivers need to prove it. Nico Collins, I know what you can do. You do your thing. CJ, I know what you can do. Joe Mixon, I know what you can do when you're healthy. But Joe Mixon has to prove to me that he's can do the damn thing, and Damian needs to prove to me, and Nick Chubb, I don't think he's going to prove anything to anybody. And so that's really where we're at. I'm really, really excited to see where we are, see where this offense is by week 3. By week 4, it's going to be really, really interesting to see. And really, even this week on Thursday, when the Panthers come to practice, I think we're going to really see a side of them that we haven't been able to see yet. So I'm excited. Let's touch on the defense a little bit. 2 things, because I got these 2 fellas in the bottom left corner here. It's
Right here.
Kamari Lassiter, yeah, and that's Kalen Bullock. And those
Let's
2
wait.
guys.
It's Kalen. Oh, he switched to 2, huh?
Yeah, he's 2 now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What's up?
That's 2. That's Kalen. Those 2 fellas right there, if you ask a good amount of the folks that have been out of Texans training camp, those 2 guys right there have been the 2 best, most consistent players on the field.
This one I'm hearing crazy things about.
Dude, that one right there.
This guy right here, I'm hearing a lot about how he's like the things I hear about this guy. He is like what I hear maybe 8 interceptions a day.
Yeah.
He's like every time I look at Twitter, I'm like, oh, Kamari had 2 picks today against CJ Stroud.
2
Okay,
picks.
all right.
Yeah.
All right.
In the last 10 minutes, he's had 3 interceptions.
Yeah, it's like maybe just stop throwing to him. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
then the Derek's on the other side, and that's where we're at. Like you can't throw it either side because that's the thing. If Kamari breaks out this year and is like a top 10 corner or something crazy, dude, what do you do? What do
I
you
don't
do?
know because you also have the other guy that we're talking about. Fucking, how do you fucking
right there, man?
There we go.
Pointing over, yeah, there.
Kalen, dude, because he was they're both rookies last year.
Yeah,
and if he is also breaking out as well, I don't know because then you also you have CJ coming back. You have CJ Gardner-Johnson coming back as well.
You have CJ Gardner-Johnson coming back, and then you have Derek Stingley, who should have been fucking
and then you we have someone else just fucking flying around as a nickel is Jalen Petrie.
He's
Yeah.
laying absolute wood, bro. Like just,
Oh,
oh my gosh, I know.
I just
And
yeah,
we
I
got
don't know.
it's just I laugh because look, I don't expect the national media to be like super dialed in. Like, obviously they got a lot of things to cover. I laugh when anyone puts any other secondary above ours.
Yeah, me too.
It's hilarious. They
I,
don't
the, I
know.
it's definitely the media outlets that don't know about these two
Yeah.
right here.
Mm-hmm.
Because we saw this guy could have been a Pro Bowler last year.
Yeah.
This guy was performing so under the radar. Like the QBR that he allowed against, or
Yeah.
the QBR that QBs had against him thrown to him. It's elite. It's
Yeah.
elite stuff. It's
Yeah.
elite stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't have the
Mm-hmm.
interception numbers. Maybe he didn't have 1,000 interceptions like Trevon Diggs or some shit or
Yeah.
whatever. But like this guy was a game changer, and this guy
Mm-hmm.
too. This guy was flying around like a freak. So
Yeah.
if these two somehow get better with Derek Stingley, who the other night, me and Jerry were a little toasty, having fun. We put on some Derek Stingley highlights.
Yeah.
I turned to him and I was like, "This is a Hall of Fame corner. This
Yeah,
is."
dude. Yeah.
We were watching his stuff and I was like, I don't. This is like Richard Sherman 2013,
Mm-hmm.
like just easily like the best corner in the league in my opinion.
Yeah.
Best corner in the league. Pratt Surtain's great. Derek Stingley's better.
He doesn't touch Derek.
I'm like, he's just elite. He might be like
Yeah.
some of the. It's like if Darrell Revis and Richard Sherman made a little baby, and they raised
Yeah.
him to become Derek Stingley.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's insane. That's a beautiful thing to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what I
you're
was
right.
watching.
Dude, look, I know Hall of Fame is a crazy thing to throw around, right? I think we have at least I think we have like 3 at the minimum future Hall of Famers on our defense right now.
Oh, on our defense alone?
Yeah. I think Daniil Hunter is going to be a Hall of Famer. I think Will Anderson's going to be a Hall of Famer. And I think Derek Stingley is going to be a Hall of Famer.
I think Derek Stingley is, I think he is the best player on our defense by far.
Yeah.
And a lock for the Hall of Fame. He's a lock for the Hall of Fame. I'm just like,
it's year 3 or 4
talking about him maybe playing receiver, like jokingly playing receiver. I was watching that like maybe he could actually.
I think he could
run like some Deion Sanders ass routes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
I agree.
Just insane stuff. But going back to these two, like if these two got better with the current secondary that we have with CJ Gardner-Johnson, hopefully gets healthy pretty soon. Jalen Petrie, Derek Stingley. With these two, plus our linebackers getting better as well, that second and third level of the defense is going to be nightmarish, hellacious for other offenses.
Yeah,
God, our defenses! I just can't wait to see this defense in action. I just can't wait to see this defense in action.
I can't either. And you know what? And there's another guy. There's a guy who I went, and we'll end on that. I just want to touch on this because he hasn't been around.
Playing right now, I gotta go watch some Astro.
Yeah, I know, but he hasn't been around. But here's the deal: if Christian Harris can get back to what he can do, to what we know that he can do, I mean, I don't even know what you do in that situation because Henry is incredible too, and then Aziz is Aziz, and we know this. But if Christian Harris comes back, and we can pick from having Aziz and Henry or Christian Harris.
Don't forget about EJ Speed.
And EJ Speed.
Who looked great. Who looked great against the Vikings.
Dude, D'Amico the other day was saying that he's loved EJ Speed since he played at Tarleton State.
Tarleton State?
Yeah, no, dude, D'Amico was back when he was in the draft. I was right when I was getting into San Fran, and I wanted EJ Speed so bad. But the Colts took him before we could get him. And he's like, I finally have him. And I'm like, that's just
We're gonna unlock
crazy.
him. We're gonna unlock him.
Yeah, I know. The defense is going to be top 2 and not 2. It's going to be number 1. It's going to be the best, and this defense will make it to where if the Texans offense can just manage to be top 15,
Top 15.
God forbid top 12. Yeah,
If you're top 12,
15, you can't stop us.
Shit. If you're top 10, that's
We're it's a
going to
Super
the
Bowl.
AFC Championship game.
We're going to the Super Bowl. If we have a top 10 offense and this defense, we're going to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
dude, breathe.
I know. I'm just getting excited because really it starts with our defense, and our defense is looking better than it was last year. Because you also have guys like Will Anderson Jr. If he just gets even better than he was last year, which he is. Was he 23, 24, something like that?
He's 23, I think. Yeah,
it's not even in his prime yet. Not even his prime yet. Derek Stingley's not even in his prime either. Like,
you got these guys. Might have just entered it. He might have just entered it.
I think this past year is 2024, or excuse me, 2023 is when we were like, this is what you okay. I see the flashes, and he was great. 24 was like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like, what am I watching right now?
Man,
I think 25 is I think 25 is just gonna be like, okay, so this is the best corner like I've seen in a while. Okay, wow, okay, insane. Yeah, no,
hilarious to me that remember when we took Stingley over Sauce, and we were all like, what the fuck,
Kind of. I wasn't mad. I was more just like, wait, why? What's the Because we were all over Sauce. And we thought the Texans were all over Sauce as well.
Mm-hmm.
We were like,
maybe some smoke. They might have thrown some smoke out there or something.
Oh, definitely. Nick Caserio was definitely throwing out some fucking smoke bombs left and right because he was like, I can't let them get the real fucking gem. I can't let them know who the real, maybe the best player in that draft is.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I forgot who got picked 1 overall, but I'm looking at the rest of the draft. I'm like, Derek Stingley's better than all of you.
One overall that year was Trayvon Walker, and then second was Aiden Hutchinson.
I'd take Derek Lowe over both of them.
Yeah,
Aiden
would be pretty crazy.
Aiden is right there, but the thing is, didn't play last year or the majority of last year. Derek did, and he finished out the season. Like, did you remember that catch he made against Tyreek Hill?
Oh yeah,
like diving, like he was the receiver on that play. Just insane.
And the cool thing about Derek is that he's so like chill. Like he's not like Sauce. You don't see him on the Buffalo Wild Wing commercial talking to the big bison. Yeah, and that's fine. Good for Sauce. You're in the New York market. Like, go do your thing. That's fine. But Derek is like, dude, Derek can't even talk. Look, if a camera's on him, he's like, he's like scared. Like, and I'm like, that's how I want my corner. I want my corner to be kind of fucked in the head. I want my corner to be a little goofy and weird and like,
When he signed that extension, I think like someone asked him, they're like, what did you do? Like when he signed it, he was like, well, me and my girlfriend got crawfish. I was like, yeah. That's a Hall of Famer. That's a football guy. Yep, that's a football guy right there. That's a Hall of Famer. So I'm excited. I'm just excited to see him.
I am too, man. And my final thought on all this before we get out of here is like, really, here's the deal. This is the Texans. This defense, as long as everything stays the way it is, no major injury, knock on fucking wood, but as long as there's no major injury, CJ needs. You can put up 17 points a game, and you can win every single game.
Oh, we might go undefeated at home.
Yeah. No, I
agree.
We might
go undefeated at home if that's the case.
Yeah, if we put up 14, because I don't really. I mean, obviously there was going to be outliers. There's going to be some week where they're not themselves, but I don't see this defense allowing more than 14 points often. I really don't. I mean, I know there's going to be like I said, there's going to be that game. There's going to be that stupid fucking Vikings game last year where Sam Darnold was Patrick Mahomes. But like, if it really, it's like we need 3 good offensive drives from CJ each game, and we will go undefeated if he just does that. So that's my thoughts.
I agree. I agree. It's just gonna be hard against. It's gonna be hard to move the ball and score points specifically against
Yeah,
his defense. I can't wait to see
yeah,
it
I know,
again,
man.
unleashed against porn star loving Jimmy G. Man, let's go.
Yeah, it's pretty
Let's
cool.
go. He's gonna have to run to fucking Alexis, Texas after we're done with him. Fucking crying on her. You need a shoulder to
Yeah,
cry on.
yeah. Well, dude, if Jimmy G starts week one, I mean, that defense is going to fuck him silly. Like it's gonna be crazy. And I
Can't
said,
wait.
you heard what I said.
No, no, no.
Yeah,
I'm like getting hyped about it. I'm getting excited about it. I'm getting
yeah,
wait to watch that.
yeah,
That's gonna be great. We'll see, but regardless, I think we're gonna just start off the season strong with our defense because
yeah.
good group of boys.
Got a good group of boys, dude. Yeah,
All
love them.
right.
All right, well, let's get out of here, Garrett. Give a shout out to our friends.
Yeah. So, hey, I am so hungry. You know where I'm going after this?
Where's that?
Going to Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing
Mm,
Joint. Fantastic specials throughout the week. Delicious wings, some of the best in Houston. Great drinks, great service. The best ball watching environment. We got Astros going on right now. Football season's coming up. And the eventual basketball season, if you do that, I don't know. But that's the best place to watch it. And also, while you're there, maybe drink a little Zing Zang. I've been doing it this entire stream. Bloody Mary mix. This one is already made with vodka, and we have blazing ones as well. And there's also mixes, so you can mix your own vodka of choice in it, bacon infused flavor. So thank you, Zing Zang, Zang responsibly, and thank you, Big City Wings, for powering this episode of Off the Gridiron.
yeah, thank you so much to both of those sponsors. We really appreciate what y'all do for us. Guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for every single possible piece of news and content to consume about Houston sports and also sports in general, dude. I mean, we've become the number one stop for all WWE wrestling content in the country. So, guys, everything, just make sure you subscribe, leave a like, all that good stuff. Lets us know that you like what we're doing. And other than that, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you later.
Watch Texans. Go Texans. See you later.
You know, if I was there, I'd kill you silly right now.
You think I'd let you kill me? Why don't you come here and try it? Come here and try
Yeah,
it.
you're lucky. You're lucky.
Get
I'm
on
across
a
the country.
flight right now. Get on a
Yeah.
flight right now.
I will. I will get one.
You don't even have to
Get
pack a
Spirit.
bag. You don't even have to pack a bag.
Oh, I don't. I wouldn't even. I wouldn't even have to.
You will,
leave the
I will
airport.
send you home crying.